Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Patch Notes. My name is Daz the Ghost, and I've got here with me my good pal, Prince Ali. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? I'm good. It's good to be back.
It is good to be back. I'm excited. There's been a lot of new shit that went out
Yes,
this past
sir.
couple weeks for us to talk about. Would you like to start with what you've been gaming on, or do you want me to start?
No, I'll start. I'm obviously still playing my Palworld.
Oh yeah.
Obsessed with that. Funny enough, after we spoke about it on the last patch notes, God of War, start playing that again. Oh,
No
it's,
shot.
it's so good. Still love it. And I'm grinding my Hearthstone. Grinding my Hearthstone again.
Ooh.
We'll
So what
come
I'm
back
hearing
to
is
that
we're gonna
though.
have to play some Hearthstone together.
You already know it. You
Oh
already
yeah.
know.
Oh
What
yeah.
about you? What are you playing?
Oh, dude, it's easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. I've been playing Pacific Drive a lot recently. Really, really good indie title. I think it's by Ironwood Studios. I want to say. It's basically a game where you are driving in a car, uh, like in this supernatural exclusion zone. And they have all these enemies that spawn that try to murder you. It's kind of like, I guess, like sci-fi survival horror game. It's really, really good. Other than that,
Okay.
Helldivers 2, loving that. And me and the missus, we got into Borderlands recently because she saw that trailer, and we are loving it.
Nice.
Oh
Borderlands,
yeah,
great game.
oh yeah. Like we'll definitely have to get a group together and play through the Borderlands games because
Oh yeah.
Borderlands Game of the Year enhances what we're rocking right now, but I have played all of them and I own all of them. And you know what? People give New Tales from the Borderlands a really hard time, but it's pretty good. It's just not as great as Borderlands 2, which
Yeah.
unfortunately is the magnum opus of the Borderlands
You know who we will definitely have to play
series.
Borderlands 2 with? And I think
Hmm,
he'd kill us if we didn't.
who?
Kronk.
Oh, bet, dude.
Because you know who we met at Iki?
No shot. I remember you met Brick. I was so
Yep.
mad.
Behind the scenes we met Brick.
Bro, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing I wasn't there because I would have shit bricks right there. I would have. I promise you.
Palworld dropped a new patch, I think yesterday. Speaking of which, I should probably update my game. But here's what makes me really excited about this patch. It shows that they are listening to their community.
Oh, yeah.
It shows that they care. It shows that they're like, hey, we noticed y'all are playing, y'all having fun. We noticed y'all are really pissed about these little things. Here's what we're doing to fix them. Um, so there was this really like huge problem with the PAL attack system where you would tell them like, "Hey, I need you to fight," and they'd just be like, "I'm good. I'm gonna look at this grass over here. Look at this
I
rock.
remember that. Yeah.
Oh, you're fighting this big monster. Let me fight this level 2 chicken that you definitely don't need."
Oh, you're being chased by the police for no reason, I promise. You know what? I think I'm just gonna mine this tree really quick.
Yep.
Later, bud.
But they fixed it to where the attack aggressively isn't. It works on what it's focused on, and even if you're just trying to fight randomly, attack aggressively, and I'll just start fighting random things, which is kind of weird. Um, so I'm kind of curious to see how that works, but maybe I think they're probably trying to think like I know I always go chicken hunting, and I get really annoyed by having to like kill each one and reload my gun. Where I think that's what they're probably trying to do with it. That'll be
Yeah.
good. My number one bug, and Josh can tell you this if he was here, is for some reason certain pals when they're mining wood, chopping down wood, they get stuck in the trees
Bro, I know. The
and
bigger pals especially, they're just like, help, I have morphed. I am Groot. It's terrible.
they get stuck in the trees, and then you look up on your little top right, you're like, let me see how my pals are doing, and freaking it's like starving, and you're like, oh, am
Yep.
I out of food? And you go
Yep.
look, and you're like, no, I have like 6,000 berries in here. What's going on? And then you look up, and there it is, the elk in the tree, and you're like, yeah, because
Hmm.
you're in the fucking tree, you idiot. No wonder you're starving.
Oh yeah, especially too when they're like, "Well, now I'm depressed," and I'm like,
Hmm.
"Of course you're depressed. You've been stuck for 3 days and no one told me."
Yep, they
You
fixed
know
that.
what? You know what bug I'm upset that they fixed.
Which
Fairly
one?
upset. Can
Oh,
you
I know which
guess?
one. Yes, I know exactly which one because I saw it. I saw it in like a TikTok. Like
Immediately
this
thought
is
of me, I
this
imagine.
is yeah, and this is what's happening with the new Palworld patch, and it was like can't catch trainers anymore like this, and I go, oh no, Daz is
Yeah.
gonna not be happy about
Oh
that.
yeah, because I lovingly refer to the first boss with Grisbolt as Mecha Waifu. Because you catch like 20 of her and then you turn her into the ultimate waifu. Because
Yeah.
then she kills everything in its sight before you can even like perceive what's going on. But yeah, no, they were like, "Oopie daisies, we accidentally fixed it. Not sure if we're gonna be able to unfix it. Good luck,
hmm
everybody." Which is
And
so
then
depressing. I love my mecha waifu.
yeah, they
Ah,
also fixed something that I loved because it really would make me annoyed. Obviously certain pals have multiple like things that they can do. They can log, they can cook, they can plant, blah blah blah. But certain items, no, what's the word?
certain
Certain
jobs.
skills, certain
Yeah.
skills have a higher level proficiency than others. Like Anubis has like a efficiency 4 of handiwork and like 1 on logging. They now fix it to where whatever their highest efficiency is what they will focus on first if there's any tasks for that.
Oh, bro, I totally
Which
get it. Especially
which is
because it was
so
frustrating.
good.
I'd have Linares at my base, and she can do porting and handiwork, and she has a level
Yep.
4 handiwork, and she'd be
Yep.
doing her level 4 handiwork thing. She'd be like, "Oh, I noticed that there are some seeds on the ground. Let me go pick those up really quickly.
And you're like, no,
Oh, oh my goodness, there's wood over it. Oh," and I'm like, "Please, Linares, please,
I need you to finish
please,
these 85
I need you to finish building these bullets."
yeah. And then they fixed the issue of I don't know if it's going to affect the eggs, but I think it will where an egg would be like, "Oh, it's too cold," and it's got like 8 fires around it.
Yep.
They fixed that.
Oh,
They
nice.
fixed this is literally what it says. Specifications change so that all changes in environmental temperature are added up. If
Oh,
you
thank
put
God.
4 campfires next to each other, the surrounding area will have a temperature of a volcano.
Yeah, it was really
So,
frustrating too when like I would literally build the egg thing inside of lava and it'd be like, "I'm too cold." I'm like, "How? How are you too cold?
yeah.
Explain."
Yep. Oh, and then I haven't done enough of it myself to see if this is a really good fix or not, or like a new cool patch. The PAL condensing,
Mhm.
you can use a condensed PAL to condense other ones,
Oh,
or
so it
into
doesn't lose so if I have like a condensed PAL that's had 4 condensed into it, it counts as 5, not
yes,
1.
yep.
Oh, that's so
So
nice.
you
Oh
can
my
like super
goodness.
condense, like all the levels from that condensed one, all its path levels will still go into the new one. It doesn't just count as the one PAL. Yeah,
That's beautiful.
I mean,
I love it.
there's just and then there's a bunch of other small bugs.
It seems like a lot of quality of
Um,
life stuff this time
yeah, a
because I
lot of
also know
low
that
quality low
they
stuff.
updated the server lobbies.
Yep, they added some guild stuff, and then I think this is really cool. Full keyboard support configurations.
Oh, thank God.
So that was really good because I know
Yeah.
there's some weird buttons, and I even myself I'm like I hate this. Why
Yeah,
am I
because
clicking
like
way over here for this simple task that I can just click shift?
exactly, bro. Like when I was playing with my Legion Go, I'm like, oh, this game is so well optimized for like controller support. I bet the
Yep,
keyboard will work really well too. Nope, it just doesn't. Oh God. I also hear that they're
not at all.
I at least I think I saw on Twitter, I'm not sure if this is necessarily valid or not or real, but I heard that
Mhm.
they're talking about adding like movement mechanics
Yes,
instead
I
of
saw
just
that
having
too.
to like break things and then rebuild them and have to like carry 30 million things and walk at 6 inches a minute to
Yeah,
get things over to where they need to be.
yep. I hope that's true as well because that'd be really useful,
Oh
especially
yeah,
for when you're
especially when you're
like
changing like base
bases.
locations.
Yep,
Yeah.
we have 2 bases that are literally 10, 15 feet within each other, and it's like holy shit. I have to only take 100 stone, even though I need to make an item that's gonna take me 500 stone. I gotta make 5
Exactly.
trips,
Or like
but
when I want to move my base from one side of the map to the other,
mhm,
I have to take it in like 65 trips.
yep,
It's so annoying. That's why I try to make my bases somewhat near fast travel points, so at
mhm.
least then I'm not like up the creek.
So, yeah. But all these patches, all these notes. I mean, we can go on forever because there's a lot.
Oh yeah.
But it makes me these little things. It shows that hey, we're paying attention.
Oh
We
yeah.
love that you're playing our game. Please keep playing our game. and it makes me really hyped because I haven't played a game like this. This is probably the game I have the most hours in within a short amount of time in a really long time.
Oh, definitely. Like, I also just like that the devs are like, hey, it's okay to stop playing Palworld.
Hmm.
We aren't looking to just pump content out and just basically destroy the game's quality of life and balance. We're really concerned about making a good product. So just come back every time we do big patches. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
and and that's great because I love that from teams.
it.
And you know who else has a team like this that I'm really loving right now?
Helldivers.
Yep,
Let's talk
Helldivers
about
too.
why don't we talk about Helldivers 2 really quick?
Let's go
I've got
for
a
it.
little something I want to push up. So, for those of you that aren't aware, Helldivers 2 is the sensation that's sweeping the nation. You've got really funny TikTok memes like the wives and girlfriends of Helldivers 2, and I've been dying with those meme contents where they're like, tell your husband or boyfriend that he's doing his part and you're doing yours too, or like the only good bug is a dead bug and stuff
Yeah,
like that, and
or
it's
the
just it's so
and
good.
or just people that are making characters with their game. Like there's videos that I see, and I've already told Josh this by the way, and this is just a heads up once we start playing. I will only be speaking in Spanish when we
Oh
play.
no.
I'm going to be the Mexican uncle that joined the army for his green card.
For his green card, that's amazing. It's
I was
okay.
told that if I fought some bugs and killed some bugs, I could get a card.
I'll be the local marine eating crayons. I've got a lot of friends who are marines, and I think I could emulate
Yeah.
that level of
No,
silliness.
but it's just like, dude, it's crazy that this game blown up so much, right?
Oh, dude, I
And that the
mean,
fact that the CEO is like, yo, we are fixing stuff. We're having some problems. Don't buy the game just yet. If you don't like it, wait. We're working on this. Don't worry.
honestly, this is one of the first games that I've pre-ordered in a very long time, and felt like my money wasn't going to even go slightly to waste because I loved Helldivers 1. I got it as a PS Plus bonus thing or whatever, and I played the heck out of that game, man. I
Yeah.
full faith in this team. I think that there's only going to be good things coming out. But why don't we swap over? Let's talk about how they handle the game as a whole. Now, what
Yeah.
I thought is really interesting is they have one person on the team called the Dungeon Master, which I think is crazy. This guy named Joel is the entire like reason that the game doesn't break. Like, I'm not sure if you, or wait, actually, I do know you haven't been playing just yet. There's this place called
Soon.
Malevolent Creek. It is the hands down hardest map in the game.
Yeah, that I do
Uh,
know.
and we got to I think 20 or 30% one day, and Joel had to wake up in the middle of the night to give the automatons a bit more reinforcements because although he's not trying to railroad us, he said that certain things shouldn't be easy.
Mhm.
And I love that. I really like this concept of kind of taking the Left 4 Dead AI director to the next level and just having one dude be his entire 9 to 5 and on call because he woke up in the middle of the night to fix things. I think that's
I can
so
just
cool. I
I can
love
just
it.
imagine the phone call being like, "We gotta call Joel, but it's
Yeah,
3 a.m.
right.
We gotta call Joel, but it's 3
They're
a.m.
gonna take Malevolent Creek. We
They're
need
at
to call Joel.
Joel. Joel, yes, they're at 27%. I'm on it."
Yeah, right. Not for long.
What's so funny to say this? I really saw a TikTok maybe about an hour or two ago while I was on the
Mhm.
bus. It was like us taking down the automatons and doing our best. The final boss, Joel. And
Joel.
I was
Yeah.
like, what? And I was like, is this some kind of like Last of Us reference I don't get that they're bringing into this?
Oh yeah,
Like,
and I think what's exceptionally cool is Joel has even said sometimes he'll just see a player struggling going through it, and he'll just give him a random stratagem for free, which is so cool. Can you
that's
imagine
awesome.
that? You're just like back is up against the wall.
That makes me
You're
think
on
of
challenging on Malevolent Creek, and he's like, "Here, bud, take a 500 kilogram bomb." Like what? That's so awesome.
I can't think of what it is, but I think it's from a movie or it's a game where like you're on the floor and the guy puts out his hand to you. Oh man.
Oh yeah, and he grabs the forearm and he pulls you up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I like. That's what I just pictured in my head right now. He's just like, come on, brother.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just I mean props that whole team. Like they're
Oh yeah.
killing it.
I think
And for here's
honestly,
the
this
thing.
is the era of indie games becoming the real unsung heroes. Because I want to bring up how much I hate EA. I'm saying it. You can put it on record. I don't like AAA game studios at this point. They keep ruining my favorite properties. And I think, for instance, EA should lose the Star Wars license because they just canceled the most interesting single player game that they've had pretty much since their like Souls like Star Wars Jedi Survivor games and all
Yeah.
that. It was going to be an FPS story based single player game where you're role
I
playing as
could
a
have been
Mandalorian.
Mando. I could have been sexy Pedro Pascal.
I don't think you were going to play as the Mandalorian. I think you were going to play as a Mandalorian. But I was so upset because it sounded like we were going to get basically a Star Wars: The Old Republic type game,
Yeah.
or Knights of the Old Republic. If you've played that as well, kind of that source material. It sounded like we were going to have branching story paths, like romance options, and
Yeah.
I miss that era of gaming.
I
I,
here's
and
here's what's super funny. I was at work, saw this because my the Pixel phones will tell you like news articles that are
oh
similar
yeah,
to interest, right? And I saw it, and I literally go, "Oh," at work in the
oh
middle of
yeah,
my shift. I read this, I go, "Man, that sucks."
oh yeah.
Like I was
Also,
so hyped for this.
like I am a big Star Wars nerd. I'm sure I've shown you pictures of
Yeah,
my cosplay. I've got a Mandalorian Death Watch kit that I kind of painted up to my own spec and all that.
yeah,
I'm the hugest Star Wars nerd.
yeah. We all
Um
are.
oh, absolutely. But I can't believe that they went, Star Wars FPS game or Iron Man game?
Iron Man. Yeah,
Iron Man games I know have always been terrible and not really sold. Well, you know what? We'll stick with the Iron Man game. Shut down the Star Wars FPS game that's like halfway done from how long they've been developing. Don't
yeah.
worry about it. What?
It's just
She said, what? Oh,
I don't. If I want to play an Iron Man game, you know what I'm gonna go play?
what are you
Batman
gonna go
games,
play?
the
Oh,
Arkham trilogy.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm gonna go play the Arkham trilogy. That's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
go do.
Like, if I wanted to play an Iron Man game, maybe I would actually like see hype for the Iron Man game, and you'd put it with a competent developer. But
Yep.
unfortunately, EA's really lets their corporate C-level execs have a bit too much fingers in the pie of development. In my opinion, I think we're seeing this really that big divide between indie titles that kick butt and AAA games that suck
Yeah.
because you've got all these C-level execs not letting the devs do what they need to do. If you
Yep.
just let because this is art, video games are art. If you let artists do their work, you're going to come out with a product that's beautiful. Sometimes you need to push things out the door. I guess if you're in like a Square Enix Final Fantasy situation where you're like, oh no, we're running out of money and we're not going to be able to release this at all. But otherwise, suck it up, man. That's how we get beautiful games, and that's what gamers love. We love good games. We don't love fast cash grabs. I mean, I didn't think EA could get worse after the Battlefront 2 launch debacle, but here we are. Here we are, man.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to give us some good news, Al? Give us some good
Good
news.
news. Good news. Good news. Can I think of good news? Yes, I can. Because you know why? It's the
Hmm.
10-year anniversary of Hearthstone, which
No
made me
way.
realize I've been playing Hearthstone for 10 years.
Same here. I still remember getting the beta access and losing my freaking mind because I'd
Dude,
never
I
played
didn't.
a game like this.
What's super funny is I remember the first time I played Hearthstone, mainly because I was so confused on what the fuck was going on.
Oh yeah.
Because I played a tavern brawl. I didn't even play a regular game. I was like, what's a
Oh
tavern brawl?
no.
Click. And I go, oh, this is neat. But it is the 10-year for Hearthstone. This
I don't like
game
that. That makes me feel old.
makes me feel, yeah, it makes me feel a little old, but I'm okay with it because that means that I've been playing this game for 10 years, which is definitely the longest running game I've ever played. I don't want to know my hours. Luckily, it doesn't tell you, but
There
you
are
know,
ways to check.
there are ways to check. But guess what? That means math. But I will say this:
Hmm.
Battlegrounds will tell you your hours,
Oh yeah, well.
and you've seen
You and
me.
I have put some hours into Battlegrounds. We've talked about that.
How many hours do you think I put in Battlegrounds?
I'm gonna say about 1,000.
You're close. 800.
Yeah,
800 hours for
yeah. I was about to
Battlegrounds
say I've
itself.
seen you on Battlegrounds so much because I'll be like sitting there playing on my Hearthstone, and it'll be like, Prince Ali has come online. I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? Aren't you supposed to be at work? I guess it's your lunch break.
Yep. Where you're like, hey, you got time? I go, I got time for a Battleground.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think I'm not sure about what got you into Hearthstone, but for me, I played a little bit when it first came out, and I just didn't get it because I'd never played anything like Hearthstone or Magic or anything like that.
Funny
But you
enough,
know who got me into it? Disguised Toast.
This guy's toast.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
watched him play and I was like, damn, I get it now. This is so cool.
Yeah. Funny enough, I had a Kindle Fire. Amazon.
That's fire.
Shut up. Amazon was not really the biggest fan of games when they first started out because they were like, "Well, we're Amazon. We only want to work with people that we know are legit."
Yeah.
So I looked up games to play, and Hearthstone was one of the first things that came up, and I was like, "This looks neat. This looks cool." I played Yu-Gi-Oh. I can learn this, and learned it, loved it, fell in love. And Hearthstone has this thing where some seasons are great, some seasons are meh. Other season, you're like, this is the greatest game ever.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the only major complaint I have with Hearthstone, and something I would tell everybody before they get into it, is look at the meta.
Yeah.
Because oh my god, you've seen how I like to break the game by playing off meta picks.
Oh yeah, you've seen
And I
how I
come up
like
with
to
the
play too.
oh yeah. But I come up with the dumbest gimmick decks that just break the game,
Hmm.
and somehow there's still like one or two meta decks that will just butter my biscuit because they're
Yep.
just that good. And I
I
think
mean,
if you're looking
we
for
can.
a well balanced card game, don't play Hearthstone. If
Oh
you're just
yeah,
looking for
don't
a
do
good
that.
time, play Hearthstone.
Person. I mean, like, and here's what's funny, and here's the. It's also you gotta go kind of a big brain playing Hearthstone, and this is one of my favorite moments. And hopefully one day we can get him on here and he can confirm this.
Hmm.
My buddy Carlos, he is watching me play, and I'm playing this. I can't remember. I think it was the Exodia Mage deck with the time slips, and you just
I
cast like
do remember
60
us talking about
fireballs.
that.
I don't know if you
Hmm.
remember that deck, but I'm doing all these things, and he goes, "Dude, you're cooked. You're like 3 HP." And I go, "Well, if I get one of these 3 cards, I can save this. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
Okay, sure, whatever. Get one of the cards I need. I go, "Watch this." Do it, and he goes, "How the fuck did you not?" He goes, "How'd you almost not graduate high school and you're able to do stuff like this?"
Yeah, that sounds like Barlos himself. That sounds like him.
He's like, "How did you like?" I give him something along the lines of like, "How are you dumb but can play stuff like this?" Um, but it's the 10-year anniversary, which obviously, I mean, they're throwing a little party. I mean, in
Well,
the loading screen itself, there's like ribbons and there's little confetti falling.
let me give some new players some advice too. Hearthstone is very overwhelming.
It
I
is.
am not sponsored by these people at all, but I even got Al to download this secondary tool. It's called Firestone by
No,
Overwolf.
I got you to download Firestone.
Was it? I could swear it
Yeah.
was me.
In
I don't
in
know.
trade, in trade, I got you to download Firestone, and in trade, I downloaded what's the one I use?
Mobalytics.
Mobalytics.
That's right. Thank you for correcting me. I
Yes.
apologize. But Firestone's fantastic. I will not play Hearthstone without it. It keeps track of your deck, what secrets the enemy could have. It's so nice. It's by overwolf.gg, so you know it's not malware.
Yep.
And because it's client side and you're not cheating, all it's really doing is counting cards for you.
Yeah.
It's completely loud.
Yep.
I love it. I've been using it for probably 5 or 6 years now. Basically, as soon as Al showed me it, I've been
Yeah.
using it ever since, and I refuse to play it on my phone because of that, unless I'm playing Battlegrounds.
I literally I use it as well almost every time because it also just keeps track because a lot of decks have combos in them where it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
hey, if you've played this kind of card, you can play this kind of card for free, and it keeps track of a lot of those things.
Yeah.
So
Or
helpful,
it'll be like this guy played this card, which means that
which
he can
means he
choose
could
one of
play.
these 8 cards, and I'm like,
Yep,
thanks.
yep. But so obviously with it's 10-year event, free
I think,
cards.
yeah. I
There's
also
some
think
cards coming out.
if you've got Twitch Prime, you should be able to get some free packs to
Packs. I
start.
believe I remember if I remember correctly, they also give out like 100 packs to new players if they play enough. I think it's like 5 ranked games. It's like a certain amount of games. Like it's a quest too that you like see.
Nice.
But they're giving out some cards for free for these next couple days. A little event challenge. A bunch of different cards. It's a bunch of gold rares for all the decks. So mages, warriors, druids, all of them. They're giving out a special card back, and they're even giving out a special coin. The coin that you get if you're a second turn player. That has the
Ooh.
10 on it. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
And then I think that's it for that. Um,
I mean,
but I
I do
believe
want to.
I
Oh, go
believe they're
ahead.
going to be coming out with more things, and then also there's a the Twisted Tree Lines game mode version where like you can play a bunch of different cards is going to
Ooh.
have a theme each day for the rest of March.
I do want to say too that I would highly recommend if you're just getting into Hearthstone, it can be kind of overwhelming. Play some battlegrounds.
Yep,
Just turn off your brain, play battlegrounds. It'll get you a bunch of like free cards and free packs and free currency that you can then disenchant the garbage and get
into
started.
nice. Yeah,
Don't get overwhelmed. Don't feel like you have to spend money. You don't. I've
you
spent
don't.
maybe $10 or $20 on BattleNet over the full time that I've been playing it, which since
I
it came
think
out, so 10 years.
I think I'm kind of I think I'm probably like 200, but both times I've ever spent a good amount of money, it's been during Christmas, and it's been Christmas money.
God bless.
So, yeah. So it hasn't been any of my own money.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Yeah, but I'm excited to play these. I'm excited to get these cards.
Heck
I'm
yeah,
excited
man.
for that card back.
I'm excited to see more cool things because I do want to, before we move on, just really put the message home. Don't play BattleNet if you're looking for a balanced game.
Yeah, no,
It's not,
seriously, do
or
not.
pardon me, Hearthstone. It's not a balanced game. It just isn't.
And even it builds off of the World of Warcraft
Yeah.
world.
Oh
So
yeah. I
if
mean, I
you are a
learned a
fan of
lot
World of
about that.
Warcraft, go play some Hearthstone.
Oh
Now
yeah.
you may be confused for a little while, but come play some Hearthstone.
Oh yeah. And you don't even have to be a fan of World of Warcraft to enjoy Hearthstone. I want to make
Yeah,
sure that that's
I had
clear.
no idea what World of Warcraft was when I first started Hearthstone.
You're like, that
And to
sounds
be
like nerd
honest,
shit.
I
Gross.
still don't.
I do want to put out, I can't wait for the rest of this year. We just keep seeing these indie hits come out of nowhere. And I think it's also funny to me how angry Pokemon players get about Palworld.
Yeah,
Like I'm a big Pokemon fan.
I am too.
I'm in Master Ball League on Sword and Shield. I don't think I'm in Master Ball League yet on Scarlet Violet, but I'm getting there. And you know what? I love Palworld. I think by having
Same.
competitors in the space, we're gonna end up with some really,
It's gonna
really
make
beautiful competition that's gonna make
yep,
both games better.
yep. It's gonna make them realize, hey, damn, we got away with this for so long because we are the only people in this that did it. Like, what's the word? That did it well and to keep people. But now that Power World's like, hey, we're here too. Better
Oh yeah,
step up your game.
especially because we've had other games like Temtem in the past that have kind of filled similar niches, but not directly competed at such a aggressive tone. Because
Aggressive
Temtem was
level,
failure
to,
or was a failure at this point. I think
yeah, to
it
the
was
point
really cool at
where
first.
Nintendo's like, I want to sue them.
Oh yeah, both Temtem and Palworld are like, I'd love to sue them, but I can't.
Yeah,
And I think that goes back to Nintendo's philosophy of kind of elitism, corporate elitism, because Nintendo won't bring any of their like games to PC really,
yeah,
their first parties, and I think that's gonna end up hurting them in the long run, because like they're suing Yuzu. Did you see that?
they are for
Yeah, they're
what?
suing Yuzu Switch Emulator because they're saying that they enable piracy, even though they don't give you any sort of keys and you have to hack and jailbreak your Switch in order to get your personal keys. And you can't actually like download ROMs from Yuzu. If you want to be Yarhar, pirates are free, you
Okay,
can do that. Um, but not, legally. And that's fair. That's on the user. I could like completely file dump the games that I have bought from Switch in the eShop and, on my physical media. And that's fine. That's completely legal. But Nintendo really doesn't like it. They don't want you to play Switch games on the PC. So they are like basically trying to berate Yuzu into stopping. I'm
Jesus.
not sure if Yuzu's going to fight it. I know Dolphins said that they would fight it because they said they had the legal right to do it. But
Yeah,
basically, they would then have to prove in court that Yuzu did something wrong by like either taking some of their code, which is illegal because it's plagiarism, or at that point they would have to prove that the entire purpose of the software is piracy, which I think is silly. I think Nintendo should just stop being silly. Piracy is not a price issue. It's always just an availability issue, in my opinion.
yeah,
um, and I think, obviously price matching in different countries is important, so like, people who are in Turkey shouldn't be paying the same as people in the US. But I think if your game is not available on a hardware platform that someone has easy access to, they're gonna figure out how to play it on their own.
Yep. You know what? I think this is how we should end each episode. Looking at the Steam new releases.
Ooh, that's a really good point. You know what? I adore that. I really like that. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on the
There's a
new
game
and
called
noteworthy
Blubber.
tab. So
Let's see.
obviously we have Elden Ring's expansion that really I
Dude.
think we should
Oh my
call
god.
a entirely new game. I'm so excited for that.
Easy.
Maybe we can talk
Easy.
more about that next week. I
Easily.
think
That's
this.
100%. Oh, hey, your game is out. The game you're really excited for? There's a Paradise? Or
Oh my
Welcome to Paradise. Welcome
Yeah,
to
Welcome to
Paradise is out.
Paradise. It's an entire like 180 on the zombie genre. Oh no, I might have to purchase this immediately. No, no, no. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I have been burned by so many games just in the past like 6 months. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how people like it. It looks really, really cool, and I love it. But it's basically like a base building sim where you kind of like, for lack of a better term, catch and train zombies.
hmm Oh, you know what? I think fully released. Sons of the Forest. I think fully released finally.
Ooh, we might have to play that when you upgrade your.
Yeah,
You can stream that. I think that'd be really fun.
yeah. But let's see. Just off. Let's see. Just
I know that
for.
the Star Wars Dark Forces remaster came out. So
Yep. That's
if
right. You guys see that right
you're
there.
not a big fan of playing games that are old that barely run, Star Wars Dark Forces remaster is definitely out, and it's amazing. I loved that game as a kid. It's kind of like a Doom like. It's pretty fun if you like those types of games. If you don't, and I mean retro Doom to be clear, not modern Doom.
Um.
If you don't, probably not going to be for you.
There's this game called Epstein. Um.
Yeah, I sent you guys that.
Survive a
Oh my god.
mysterious island and thwart the sinister
Uh
plans of Jeffrey and Epstein.
yeah,
Came
there's
out 3
a
weeks ago.
Stephen Hawking. I wish my model
Oh my god! It's a
could
base building
put this
game.
here. I'm
It's
gonna
a
have to
base
make
building game.
I know. I'm gonna have to make a facepalm portion like toggle for my rig because I'm doing it IRL. I sent this to the guys. There's a Stephen Hawking boss fight. It's Oh my god, it's
That's
really funny, but
terrible.
it's really horrible. Why don't we move over to Bandle Tale? It's the new League of Legends crafting RPG. It's like a comfy crafting RPG. It's cute.
Where's that at?
It just released, I think, like
Speaking
a few
speaking of
days
League
ago.
of Legends, they released the title for their
I
Project
know
L.
the fighting game.
They released the title, and I'm not really a fan of it.
What?
I'm not a fan of the title of the name.
Oh, okay, okay. I think that's allowed. It's kind of a departure, we'll say,
Now,
from their usual.
I will say that fighting game is gonna go hard. I'm excited.
Oh, absolutely. Like
Um,
you can't tell the Crypt Keeper, right? She can't know this, but I may have purchased a very expensive um, fighting pad because I'm going to Evo,
yep.
and both of us are, and I want to play my best.
Thankfully, Mortal Kombat is played on a controller, so
Yeah, I mean you
I'm
can
just
technically play it on a
you
box,
could you could you could
and
play
you'd
on
be
a
more
box,
consistent.
but
Consistent, you know what I'm saying? Just saying
maybe
it'd be
I mean if
funny.
you want to buy me a box, I'll buy you.
I do want to make a custom one. So maybe you want
Yeah,
to get good at making a custom one, maybe for your birthday.
hell yeah,
I think it'd
hell
be
yeah.
fun.
But yeah, no. There's a bunch of games coming out that are always really good. Um, I I'm just excited to get into this Hearthstone.
Dude, I'm right there with you. I
and,
think
and then and then here's the thing. It's called the Project L, which I mean was so good.
oh yeah.
It is called 2XKO.
Yep.
I don't like that.
I think 2XKO, it's different. I
It
like when
is.
things are different.
I do too. And I think it's just. I think the reason it's 2XKO is because it's a 2v2, fighting game, and a KO
Yeah.
is a knockout. So I get where they're going with it, but I don't know.
Mad cause diff.
Matt, you know what? That might be it. That might be it.
I think it's been Project L for so long
Yeah.
that maybe it's just
I
mad cause
think we're
diff.
just. Yeah, man, that might be.
Which is fair. I get it. Change is scary.
It is. No, but um, I'm excited to see what Helldivers does here in these next coming like month or so,
Oh yeah,
because
I'll Sherpa you a little bit.
it really seems like the game is really taking off even still. I'm getting more and more Helldivers content on my TikTok and just social media in general, which I'm loving.
And
Like
I
I
keep
saw,
berating you with it. Don't forget that. That's
yeah,
important.
that too. Like I saw a video of it earlier where it's like these guys are like, I guess there's an, I don't know if it's an emote or if it's a move where you
Where you can
like,
salute.
no, where you jump back and lie down.
Oh, that's a move. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you can you oh the what is it? Be advised, I am EP.
Be advised, it is nap time. Be advised, honk shoe grenade. But it's so good to see these games that are smaller. And I wouldn't say Palworld is a really small game. I wouldn't say Helldivers is either.
I mean,
But
Palworld got bought out by Xbox during
yeah,
dev, so I think
yeah.
Xbox, Microsoft, pardon me, saw that vision and went, "Hmm, I like that. I like that a lot."
It's just good to see that these smaller games that have a big team behind them are getting the recognition they deserve
Oh, absolutely, and
and
I
are
think
getting to play.
they are going to bully AAA studios
Yep.
into
It's gonna
not being
hopefully
crap
make
anymore.
AAA studios realize, damn, we can't get away with charging $70 for a game that released 6 months ago again.
Yep.
Looking at
And
you, Call of Duty.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, I've seen a lot of people, um, I've seen a lot of people being silly that have, how do I put this? I'm just gonna come out and say it. They have shamed Elden Ring for having a expansion that are COD fans, and I go, "Well, did you buy Modern Warfare 3?" And they're like, "Of course." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"It's a DLC.
it's a DLC.
Checkmate."
Five
And it has way less content.
5 hour campaign. Elden Ring. This will
I
be the
think they
last.
said it's gonna be what, like 2/3 the
This is where
time of
I
Elden Ring.
looked into this. This is where we'll end. We'll end with this.
Mhm.
Um, Elden Ring, the original game, takes 50 hours to beat if you're only doing the main story. Let me repeat that. 50 hours for main story. That's a good amount of time.
It's a little crazy.
And if you do, and that's if you're literally only doing the main story and you're okay at the game.
Yeah, if you're not like me, like you've seen how I played that game,
Yeah. Now, the DLC, if I remember reading it correctly, it is 30 hours of content.
which is really good value. That's better value than a
For
lot of
40
games that we're
bucks.
playing
For
these
40
days.
bucks, you're paying $1.50. Is that right? No.
Let's see, it's $40 at 30 hours, so 40 by 30.
75 cents?
That's $1.33 every hour.
Boom. That's
Gone.
3 days of work.
Nerd math.
Yeah. But or you pay $70 for COD Modern Warfare 3 for 5 hours. That's
Also, the
genius.
campaign's garbage. I've played it.
Yeah.
I unfortunately own that game because a lot of my friends really like Call of Duty, and I'm good at click head point and shoot adventure games.
Yep.
I'm good at that. I can handle it.
Yep.
Um,
So
man.
hopefully these AAAs and these big companies realize we got to step our game up if we want to stay in this business.
I kind of hope they don't.
Obviously,
Honestly,
they will stay in the business because they are AAAs and these big devs. But I'm so glad smaller groups are giving them a run for their money. It's good to
I
see it.
I think that if we keep on this path as consumers and as gamers, we're gonna see indie studios eventually just eat away at AAA studios,
Yep.
especially because they're so big, and a lot of these studios are buying an enormous amount of IP. Look at Gearbox. They bought so many IPs that now they're having to sell the company, which
Yep.
is good. Maybe we'll get good Borderlands games again. You look at Volition, right? That game sat on its or that game dev sat on its laurels for long enough and made such crap after Saints Row 3 that they stopped being a thing. I mean, if you've played the Saints Row reboot, it's bad.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think next episode, let's talk about AAA versus indie, right? AAA versus indie devs, because I think this has got a lot of meat on it that I can't
Mhm.
quite put all of my opinions and my funny factoids into one episode. What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. That is definitely for sure.
Thank you so much for coming to Patch Notes, everybody. Thank
Yep.
you for listening. For our audio listeners, you can find us on YouTube as well. And you can see as we talk about different topics. Sometimes we'll put up, the web page articles, things that we've got, things of that nature, because we are not journalists. We are just guys who talk about funny things. Everything comes from somewhere. We do like to point out,
Hmm.
where these sources come from. Without further ado, I've been Daz the Ghost. This is Prince underscore Ali. We'll see you next week.
See you
Bye,
next week.
everybody.
Bye, everyone. Take care.